security guards. This is mostly theatrics and nonsense, really. And that's a lot of what Conor does. I mean, what Conor does is a lot of hype, a lot of mind games, and that's part of the factor of the first fight. Those mind games don't work on Nate Diaz. He's a master trash talker himself, and he's used to it. He grew up with Nick Diaz. I mean, how often do you think he got trash talked at the dinner table? He's a black belt in it. It's not going to bother him. And you saw that in the first fight. He doesn't get psychologically rattled the same way the other opponents that Conor McGregor faced did. He enjoyed it. He likes it. He likes that kind of a stare down like they did at the weigh-ins.
He feels like he is the superior martial artist.
Well, he's absolutely superior in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And he is a bigger man. He's a bigger man with real experience against world-class fighters. And he proved, at least in the first fight, that he was the better man. But what Conor McGregor has been is a spectacular performer. What he has been is a guy who rises to the occasion. The Jose Aldo fight is a perfect example of that. The biggest fight in his career, and he fought a perfect fight and knocked Aldo out in 13 rounds like that. What Conor McGregor has been able to do in his career is rise to the occasion and put on spectacular performances. The question is, can he make the proper adjustments to beat Nate Diaz tonight, and can Nate Diaz do it all over again?
He's confident he will. He says, I will get my redemption. Co-main event, spectacular matchup. Winner will fight Daniel Cormier for the belt. It's Rumble, and it's Glover Teixeira.
Good Lord, what a good fight this is. I was so excited when Glover Teixeira decided to call out Rumble Johnson, because nobody calls out Rumble Johnson. Because when you do, this kind of thing happens. Rumble Johnson is, in my opinion, the most terrifying knockout artist in this sport. This guy just has ridiculous power and outstanding striking technique. But Glover Teixeira is an incredibly well-rounded fighter. He is a man who literally can do it all. He can wrestle. He has a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's got serious knockout power, and he's got a lot of experience against world-class fighters.
What a difference in the emotions pre-fight. Mutual respect, no trash talking between these two.
None at all. I mean, both those guys are gentlemen. They both realize there's a tremendous amount at stake. They have a lot of respect for each other, and they know these guys are veterans. You're not going to get in each other's head. Just be kind, be friendly, and beat the crap out of each other tonight.
Yeah, combined 46 wins, 31 combined knockouts. And fans, we are set for a great night of fights.
We take a look at the rest of the card, sponsored by EA Sports UFC 2. Game Informer calls it an adrenaline rush. Play EA Sports UFC 2 for free, now on Xbox Live and PlayStation Network until August 22nd. And we start in the welterweight division as South Korea's Hung-Kyu Lim fights Octagon newcomer 7-0 Mike Perry. And in welterweight, UFC veteran Rick Story seeks his fourth straight Octagon win when he collides with Donald Cowboy Cerrone. We take a look inside the locker room of Albuquerque's Tim Means, who's coming off a performance of the night knockout finish of John Howard. His opponent, Saba Hamasi, who's coming off his own knockout victory and makes his UFC debut tonight, riding a 3-fight win streak. Our rules of the Octagon. 3 judges scored the bout. The bout duration, 3 5-minute rounds. Tonight's main event is scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. A 10-point plus scoring system is in effect, with the round winner gaining 10 points, his opponent 9 or less. Judges will score the bouts based on effective striking and grappling, followed by aggression and Octagon control in that order. The night has finally arrived. Diaz versus McGregor 2. Veteran Tim Means has been showcasing the best form of his professional career, and he's determined to keep that momentum going as he faces hard-hitting newcomer Saba Hamasi. Welterweight sluggers intent on putting on a winning show here in the fight capital of the world. Newcomer Saba Hamasi and veteran Tim Means will not back down from a fight when the Octagon door closes tonight, setting the stage for fistic fireworks.
Tonight, I want to win my UFC debut against Tim Means, and I want to make a statement and let everyone know in the welterweight division I'm here to stay.
He's strong. He doesn't have good head movement. I'm looking to knock the dude out.
A member of the renowned American Top Team, Saba Hamasi represented his squad on season 21 of The Ultimate Fighter. And tonight, he will do so in the octagon as he makes his UFC debut against Tim Means. Winner of 3 in a row in 2016, with each of his victories coming by way of knockout, Hamasi will bring the heat as he searches for his 4th win of the year.
It's going to feel great to get my first win in the UFC against Tim Means. It's been a long time coming, and I just can't wait to get in there and do it.
Albuquerque standout Tim Means has been a dues-paying member of the School of Hard Knocks. But at 32, the Dirty Bird may be hitting his prime, with knockouts of Diego Lima and John Howard, proving that if an opponent is going to stand and trade with him, he has the power to end that opponent's night in a hurry.
But this is my night because I've already been through the hard struggles. I'm going to get a knockout, and I'm going to win here in Vegas.
Longtime member of American Top Team, the New Jersey native, Saba the Problem Hamasi. 8 of his 11 career wins by knockout, 5 first-round finishes, and he makes his UFC debut tonight, Joe, riding a 3-fight win streak.
Yeah, Tim Means said it best. He's a strong, powerful kid. But man, he's got a tough matchup. Tim Means is a very, very technical and highly skilled fighter. So Saba, who has been on The Ultimate Fighter, lost a 3-round decision. He has an opportunity to step into the UFC and fight a guy who, in my opinion, is one of the most dangerous 170-pound fighters in the world.
He's an entertainer. That's how he likes to perform. He likes to put on a show. He wants to not only get the victories he talked about, he wants to make a statement. And he did say about his opponent, Tim Means, that he likes the matchup, Joe, because he knows that Means is going to bring it.
Means definitely brings it. He's a big, long, tall guy with great reach and great technique, and he's very versatile. But Saba is training an American Top Team, which we've said time and time again is one of the very best gyms in the world. So he will be as prepared as he can be for this highly anticipated UFC debut.
He said the origin of his nickname, I'm just a problem in every way you look at it. Problem child growing up, and everyone who knows me calls me a problem. Saba, the Problem Hamasi. Making his UFC debut. Against the Dirty Bird, Tim Means. Coming off a performance of the night knockout of John Howard, Tim Means, this second stint in the UFC, has been one, Joe, in which he has really showcased his brawler's instinct.
Well, what he did was he moved up to 170 pounds, Mike, and that was a big factor because at 6'2", he was just killing himself making 155. He looked emaciated at the weigh-ins and on death's door, and then the next day, when he fought, he would be very depleted. He just was not able to fight up to his true potential. But at 170, he's been nothing short of spectacular, and he's coming off of one of the best performances of his career, a second-round knockout of John Howard, who is an excellent fighter as well. So, and before that, he had a great fight with Matt Brown, a back-and-forth fight where he caught Matt Brown but then got caught in a choke. So that was an exciting fight as well, and it showcased how versatile Tim Means is. I think Tim Means is one of the craftiest, sneakiest guy with some of the best elbow technique that you're going to see inside the octagon.
8th UFC fight at 170. Tim Means is 5-2 as a welterweight. Of his 25 wins, 17 have come by knockout. Tim Means. Our Tale of the Tape is brought to you by the new movie Hands of Stone, the true story behind boxing's greatest rivalry. Starring Edgar Ramirez, Robert De Niro, and Usher Raymond. In theaters everywhere. Friday. Means 5 years older, he will have a 3-inch reach advantage. And to get things underway, live on pay-per-view, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas for UFC 202, Diaz versus McGregor 2. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 11 wins, 5 losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 170 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, Sabah the Problem Homasi. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 25 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 171 pounds. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, Tim the Dirty Bird Means. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean, our referee, and UFC fans, let your voice be heard. Tell us who you think is winning each fight by following at UFC on Twitter. All it takes is 1 click. You will score the fight. You'll see the results live. Find out how your vote stacks up.
Ready, fight? Ready. Do it.
Here we go. Tim Means in the blue trunks. Sabah Homasi in the white trunks. Means the southpaw. Got the reach advantage. And he fights long.
Good kick, good counter left hand by Tim Means, right on the button. And Sabah's moving away now. And Tim trying to slide away and land another one. Good leg kick by Sabah.
Means with that long reach. Oh, he just delivered one right to the chin of Sabah Homasi.
Another good leg kick by Homasi. It's the way Tim delivers those punches too. With no excess movement, it's perfect technique. Sabah's really concentrating on those leg kicks, Mike. Leg kicks and movement.
Again,
another
nice
good combination.
work.
He ragdolled him to the ground there with that tie choke.
Oh, nicely done, though. Stay with it, Joe.
Very nice by Sabah Homasi on top here, but he's got to be careful. Tim Means is a very effective guard. Very long legs, dangerous off his back.
Means winner of 5 of his last 6 fights.
Sabah playing it safe here, staying tight. It means he's going to scramble here, try to get back up to his feet. He's got 1 knee down, he's back up, very nicely done.
Homasi tried to change levels. Means works his way out of it. He's really looking to utilize the clinch here.
Sabah's got to be careful about the adrenaline dump. Be careful he doesn't slow down either. Tim Means is a very experienced guy, very good at conserving his energy.
Yeah, you talked about it earlier already, Joe, the economy of motion for Tim Means.
Yeah, you'd never see him throw big, wide, excessive shots. Everything he does is crisp. And Means here with the clinch.
Watch the elbows, pull inside, stay inside.
You hear his coach saying, watch the elbows. It's because Tim Means is just outstanding at that.
Oh, got him with that.
There he
that
goes.
was the left that came over the top. Pardon me, the right.
There you go. Down off,
This southpaw against orthodox. Look for those straight punches.
Homasi's taking some big, deep breaths, Mike.
Yeah.
We're only halfway into the first round. He's already slowing down.
He's swinging, though.
He certainly is. Big, wide, swinging motions, though, that require a lot of energy.
Yeah,
and
Means has hit him more than once, Joe. Nice knee.
And Means anticipating punches, ducking under them, showing excellent awareness in there. Saba with some big, deep breathing here. I do not like to see that this early in a fight.
Yep.
And there's a nice front kick to the body by Means.
His coach, Tom Vaughn, started working with him when he was 12 years old. And another takedown for Hamasi.
Excellent drive by Hamasi. Gets that double. And let's see if he's able to do something with it. Means attacking that arm.
Yep.
Those are hard. Excellent move there. Attack that left arm. Weaken it up.
Just anything to work your way back to the feet, and he did it right there.
Hamasi just missed with that high kick. Good left to the body by Means.
Caught him.
Tagged him again. There's a nice short elbow and another. And Hamasi with the right hand over the top. Means got him cut though, Mike.
Big time. Likely from an elbow.
Oh, absolutely.
And we talked about the clinch work, the elbows and the knees from Means.
Yeah, he's got some hatchet elbows. He'll cut you up. And there's a nice uppercut there by Means, and Hamasi misses with a knee.
Oh, quick jab. Means moved from lightweight to welterweight back in May of 2014.
Oh,
and another beautiful elbow.
I just love his technique when he delivers those. One of my favorite guys to watch utilizing the elbows in the clinch.
Good start for the Dirty Bird.
Yeah, he's staying in the pocket now. Whoa, look,
Just missed on the spin.
You know, we had mentioned before this fight that this is a huge step up in talent for Hamasi and experience, and we're seeing that play out in this fight now, Mike. He's hurt. He's hurt and he's exhausted. It means goes to the body.
10 seconds.
We may very well see another round. Cracked him with the knee there, and another short elbow, and another right hand. And an exhausted and battered Saba Hamasi goes back to his corner after the first round of his UFC career. And here we see the technique of Tim Means. Look at this clean left hand. And here's a nice takedown by Hamasi, caught that ankle. And here's another one. And here's the elbow from Tim Means that cut Hamasi. Just nasty with those elbows in tight.
Big brother his ass, right? Okay? As soon as you hit him, he's going to swing wild. Pick him apart. Arlene, go. Okay.
Go ahead and wipe him off. Go ahead and wipe him off. Go ahead and wipe his face off.
Yep. A little more movement. Don't get any wild exchanges.
That's
careful, man.
Good. Come on, let's get him this round. Pick him apart, though. No wild. Watch for the shot.
Pick him apart. Nothing wild. You alluded to it, how he's so calculated
Back.
in his striking attack in a big first round for Tim Means.
Efficient with perfect technique. That's really a good way to define and describe how Tim Means fights. That and just very clever and experienced.
Looking to close distance early here in round 2.
Very well trained, fit NHB out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. And he is most certainly the star out of that gym.
UFC fans, choose your side with hashtag Nate Diaz or hashtag Conor McGregor in your tweets tonight and unlock special Twitter emoji to show your support to Nate or Conor in tonight's main event.
Hamasi's got his mouth open, Mike. I do not like that. And Means had landed a front kick to the body early in the round. He senses that Hamasi's fading.
Nice elbow.
And you see with the efficiency and the experience of Means, he doesn't fade. He knows when to exert himself, when to relax, and he can keep this pace up. And that is a big part of being a veteran professional fighter. There's a nice front kick to the body. And that one hurt Hamasi.
34th professional fight for Means.
Means recognized that hurt him and went to the body again. And Hamasi's just in survival mode here. I mean, he's exhausted. Good kick to the body there by Hamasi, blocked, and Means returns the favor. Oh, hard shots. This is the beginning of the end.
Keep blocking him down.
Tom
Take your
Vaughn
time. Take your time. Pick him
As
apart.
I mentioned, been working
He's
with
gotta
Tim
swing
Means since he
wild.
was 12 years
Use your
old.
face
Yeah,
and throw him off. There you
Tom's
go.
done a
There you go.
sensational job
There you
with
go.
Tim Means. Again, at a fit NHB in Albuquerque.
That's it. Take your time. You're in your rhythm now. It's good.
And Means living under the adage of, if it's not broken,
Oh,
don't fix
beautiful.
it.
There it is again. Oh, Hamasi's in deep, deep, deep trouble.
Boom.
And Means cracks him with the right hand on the break. And look, again, efficient, relaxed, no excess movement. Just having a good time in there and executing.
Not only throwing, but landing at a high percentage.
Beautiful right hand.
You could hear it.
I mean, he's slapping him, punching him, beating him up.
Hamasi's a tough dude.
He's absolutely tough, and he's going to need to be tough to survive through this round. He's halfway there right now, and he is battered.
Means trying to break his will, break his spirit, finish his fight.
Look,
Getting to that
beautiful,
jab.
beautiful right left, and Hamasi's just cut up. Oh,
Getting
man.
to the combination.
Herb Dean taking a real close look at Hamasi, who's in full survival mode.
And it's all
And that's it.
over! Tim Means, spectacular performance.
Absolutely beautiful execution by Tim, the Dirty Bird Means.
And a good stop by Herb Dean.
And Hamasi is a mess, just cut up all over his face. Tim Means looks virtually untouched.
Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Raise one to right now.
And here you see Tim Means with a right hook and then a left hand behind it, a knee, an elbow, another elbow. Just beautiful technique by Means. A real master class in the difference between a veteran fighter and a guy who's just not quite at that level yet.
And the celebration in the corner of the Dirty Bird.
I was watching it too much and the first started listening to you. I was watching too much, started listening. Nice job, man. Whoa.
Time for our official decision, brought to you by Metro PCS, where you get nationwide coverage on the Blazing Fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for just $30 period. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 56 seconds of the second round. Declaring the winner by TKO, Tim the Dirty Bird Means.
I'm here with the winner, Tim the Dirty Bird Means. And Tim, that was just an absolutely spectacular masterclass in technique. You just put on a show here tonight against a guy who realistically was just not quite at your level yet.
Gotta be thankful to American Top Team Sabal for taking the fight. My coach is putting hard work with me. We didn't want to pull out of this fight. Joe Silva told us to stay ready, and that's what we did, and here we are.
Tim, you're one of the best welterweights in this division. Is it frustrating for you that you haven't had the opportunity to fight in quite a while because of all the stuff that you had gone through with the tainted supplements, and now here you are against a guy who was not ranked, making his UFC debut?
It is what it is, you know. I go through things in life, hard things in life. It just shows that I can get up, dust myself off. We show up to fight, tried to rush the first round in this fight, wasn't listening to coach. Stopped trying to do my own thing and listened, and got the job done. But I've been through a lot, man. I come out to the DMX slipping song. It's not just slipping in the sauna, it's slipping in life. And here we are, man. I'm proud to be here. I'm happy to be here. I was working 9 to 5 for $9 an hour. Man, I'm happy to be back. Thank you, UFC. Thank you, Joe Silva, and to my team.
Thank you for an outstanding performance tonight. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Tim Means, ladies and gentlemen.
Tim Means with a big victory here tonight.
This program contains flashing images and scenes of violent physical contact. Viewer discretion is advised.
Of MMA, Josh is super experienced. He's the youngest ever UFC heavyweight champion, and he's capable of beating anyone in this division.
Josh Barnett has finished 29 of his 34 career wins. It comes your way in a couple of weeks from Hamburg, Germany. Barnett, Arlovsky, Gustafsson, Blachowicz, and Latifi against Ryan Bader, exclusively on UFCFightPass.com. Tonight's UFC 202 is presented in high definition by the new movie Hands of Stone, the true story behind boxing's greatest rivalry. Starring Edgar Ramirez, Robert De Niro, and Usher Raymond in theaters everywhere on Friday. Eager to jump into the octagon and begin his UFC career in style, Mike Perry knows that when the gate closes, he'll be in for a battle against South Korea's Hyun-Gyu Lim. On a card showcasing the best of the best at 170 pounds, Hyun-Gyu Lim and Mike Perry have the style and desire to not just secure a victory, but to steal the show and make a statement to their welterweight peers.
Tonight's opportunity is huge for me. I can't wait to show the world what I can do.
일단은 마이클 페리 선수와 경기하게 돼서 너무 개인적으로 너무 설레이고 근데 그 이유는 마이클 페리 선수도
An accomplished amateur with 11 bouts to his name, Florida's Mike Perry turned pro in 2014, and he's only gotten better. A legitimate knockout artist who has ended all 7 of his victories before the final bell. Tonight, the 24-year-old steps up to the next level in the UFC, and he will be in tough against Hyun-Gyu Lim, who will provide the newcomer the challenge he wants.
I'm 100% confident in my skills and abilities to finish this fight tonight, knock out Lim.
A veteran of over 3 years on the UFC roster, South Korea's Hyun-Gyu Lim has never disappointed in the octagon. And whether win or lose, he always swings for the finish. Owner of 2 Fight of the Night awards and 3 knockout victories inside the octagon, the Ace is intent on making Perry the next man he vanquishes.
이제 타 단체에서 워낙 이제 화끈한 경기를 많이 하는 선수이기 때문에
Mike Perry, Platinum Mike Perry. Born in Flint, Michigan, training in Orlando, Florida. 7-0 Joe. All 7 wins by knockout. 5 of those in the first round.
Yeah, he is a wild young man, and wild yesterday at the weigh-ins. He says he's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, but he's a black belt with these hands. That is his exact quote. He's a very, very powerful young man, very fast, and he's got a lot of people paying a lot of attention to him. We'd love to make a gigantic splash here tonight.
Started training to fight at 11 years old. Professional since 2014. Likes the matchup. Thinks it'll get a little wild in there, and that is how he likes to fight.
Well, it absolutely will, because Hyun-Gyu Lim is a very, very exciting and dangerous guy. Mike Perry looks very confident, though, headed into his UFC debut.
Perry said, I am truly blessed to have made it to the top step of the stairs. Sorry, the front step of the stairs to my kingdom. My castle is on top of the highest mountain when I am relentless, and I am so ready for this.
Apparently his fingernails are too long.
That's one way to take care of it, I guess.
That's ridiculous. That should have been taken care of by his corner a long time ago.
Platinum Mike Perry.
That bothers me a lot. That's a very dangerous thing to have long fingernails. We've seen so many problems with eye pokes. It's not helping when you bite them off and have a jagged, chewed up fingernail.
Perry set to make his UFC debut. Hyun-Gyu Lim, 6th entrance into the octagon, black belt in Taekwondo, born and raised in Seoul, South Korea.
He has excellent jiu-jitsu, very aggressive, and that's probably one of the biggest strengths that he has. He's extremely aggressive, pushes at great pace, and he's a real finisher. He's also very tall and big for this weight class and has a hard time making 170 pounds. So I think this new weight cutting measure that they put into place has really benefited guys like him because he's able to make that weight early in the morning and then rehydrate completely by the time we have the weigh-in ceremony at 4 p.m., which is really kind of a weird thing that we're doing now, where they're standing on the scale, but they're not really, we're saying official weight, but we're making them stand on a scale. It's almost like we're just sort of paying homage to the days of old where they would actually weigh in. Now they're getting a chance to weigh in. They have plenty of time to do it, and they're getting a chance to do it early in the morning. So when we're seeing them weigh in the afternoon for the weigh-in ceremony, they're completely filled with water, rehydrated, and they look great. And he looked great yesterday because we've seen Lim before at weigh-ins, and he looked completely emaciated as he is 6'3", fighting at 170 pounds.
To a man, they're all in a better mood.
Yeah, much better. And women as well.
Yeah, way better mood. Of course, when Anderson Silva got in that scenario for UFC 200, he pretended like he was trying to make weight as he got onto the scale.
I mean, Lim looks huge. I mean, he looks like a middleweight here. Looks much bigger than a welterweight.
Our Tale of the Tape is brought to you by the new movie Hands of Stone, the true story behind boxing's greatest rivalry. Starring Edgar Ramirez, Robert De Niro, and Usher Raymond in theaters everywhere on Friday. 31-year-old Hyun-Gyu Lim will have a 6-inch reach advantage. He is 5 inches taller. And here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding an undefeated professional record. 7 wins, no losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 169 pounds. Fighting out of Orlando, Florida, Platinum Mike Perry. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a freestyle fighter holding a professional record, 13 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 171 pounds. Fighting out of Seoul, South Korea, Hyun-Gyu the Ace Lim. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, John McCarthy.
Big John McCarthy, our referee. Chrissy, Vanessa, Ariane, and Brittany here tonight. The main event, the rematch. Mike Perry, Hyun-Gyu Lim.
You ready? You ready? Get up!
Here we go. Unbeaten Mike Perry in the blue trunks. The experienced Hyun-Gyu Lim in the black trunks.
Look at the size of Lim in comparison to Perry. That is a big welterweight. And excellent at using his reach. Keeps that distance. Perry being very aggressive. Good leg kick by Perry with a counter right hand.
And again, keep in mind, 7-0, 7 wins by knockout, 5 in the first round.
Yeah, the word on him is power and explosiveness. He's looking for the openings now. Lim doing a great job of measuring the distance. There's another good leg kick by Perry.
Power and explosiveness like the champion, Tyron Woodley. Heavy leg kick.
Yeah, he's landed several. Lim did not like that when you saw him shake it off. Just having a hard time with that distance of Lim. Well, we really should weigh these guys right before they get into the octagon just to find out how much weight they're cutting.
He ate a right hand there.
Yeah, Lim kind of caught him on the end of that. And again,
Caught the leg
kick.
that time.
Lim really closing the distance here. Nice uppercut by Lim. Perry moves out. Perry really loading up with these shots.
Changing levels a lot, too.
Yeah, looking for that left hook, but just cannot find the chin of Lim. Lim lands a right hand over the top.
Oh, caught him! Perry trying to swarm early.
In half guard here. Perry on top, trying to get that left leg free.
Good start for Mike Perry.
Trying to step over, Lim's gonna sweep him. Oh, good job by Perry. Very nice adjustment and moves right into the mounted crucifix. Very nicely done. Perry's got him pinned down here. This is a terrible position for Lim. Lim trying to sneak out, trying to move, but he's eating punches.
Trying to intelligently defend himself.
Perry's doing a real good job of controlling him here.
Now he's trying to take the back.
And hammers by Perry. Big success early for Mike Perry.
That would get rid of some jitters.
Another nice leg kick by Perry, ducked under the right hand, tagged Lim again. That time Lim ate it.
Yeah. It's rocked one more time. Looking for the finish.
Watch what's that. He's smart.
Huge punches by Mike Perry.
Looking for another
Lim is
first
in
round
all
win.
sorts of trouble. Lim is badly hurt here, Mike. Big John taking a very close look at him here. Mike Perry doing a real good job of staying composed. Not emptying his gas tank. Just hanging on to him. He lets him back up.
Big shot.
Oh, tagged him again with the left hand. That's it.
It's
That's
all
it.
over.
Huge UFC debut.
With the victory.
That's a huge UFC debut for that young man.
Certainly makes the most of this opportunity.
And does so against a very experienced guy in Hyung-Yu Lim.
Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Raise one to right now.
He caught him really with a forearm there. A forearm to the face. And here's that left hand that he caught him with as Lim was stepping in for the uppercut. Lim lands a left of his own. And here's the bomb. Connected right on the cheek. Took Lim off his feet. Lim face plants. And Mike Perry steps in and closes the show. Huge, huge victory for Mike Perry.
Time for our official decision, brought to you by Metro PCS, where you get nationwide coverage on the blazing fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for just $30 period. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John McCarthy's called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 38 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by TKO Platinum Mike Perry.
I am here with the winner, Mike Perry. That, my friend, was a hell of a UFC debut. How did it feel for you?
Felt great, man. I know I caused a lot of issues last night, but I'm not here to make friends, man. I did what I came to do. Shout out to Lim. That was a tough fight, man. God bless America.
You fought a big experienced guy in Hyung-Gyu Lim, and it seemed like early you were having a hard time judging the distance, but when you landed, let's take a look at the big screen. When you landed with some serious power, my friend. Take a look at it here. You really caught him with like a clothesline there.
Yeah, I reached back too far. I got to clean that up a little bit, huh? But whatever works. My left hook was good. Mike Tyson in the house. What's up, man?
Well, incredible power, Mike. A huge victory. How happy are you with this UFC victory in your debut?
I'm very happy. I came to get the knockout. I got it first round like I wanted to. We're going to keep pushing. 170, you better watch out.
Congratulations, sir. Look forward to seeing you soon. Mike Perry, ladies and gentlemen.
Outstanding UFC debut for Platinum Mike Perry. UFC 202. And the stars are in the house. Dwight Howard, we just saw him in Atlanta, the native, gonna be a Hawk now. And he's here tonight to watch the rematch. Cub Swanson and DJ, the flyweight champion. Of course, The Ultimate Fighter starts August 31st on FS1. The winner will fight Demetrius Johnson. Injuries have kept Rick Story from capitalizing on his 2014 win over Gunnar Nelson, but he is here training with the Black Zillions tonight.
Yeah, and Rick Story, who's a big, powerful wrestler, should be a very interesting test for Cowboy Cerrone at 170. And Cowboy has looked absolutely sensational at welterweight. I believe that this is the weight class that he's meant to be at all along, especially considering his last performance against Patrick Cote, which looked like absolutely world championship caliber performance. His technique, his speed, his power, everything was on point in that fight.
Cowboy at 170 looking to move to 3-0.
This program contains flashing images and scenes of violent physical contact. Viewer discretion is advised.
Pay-per-views later, history will be made in the Big Apple, New York, New York. That is going to be outstanding. Now, look at the schedule after the stop in New York City. We return to Belfast, Northern Ireland for the first time in years. Tickets on sale for that one, September 23rd. Also, on November 19th, we'll have a fight night from Brazil. Stay around. We'll announce the city shortly. Sunday, November 27th, UFC Fight Night from Rod Laver Arena in Melbourne. It will air in North America on Saturday, November 26th. The Ultimate Fighter finale. Demetrius Johnson defending his title against the winner of Season 24. Live Saturday, December 3rd. And Friday, December 9th. UFC Fight Pass live from the Times Union Center in Albany, New York. December 10th, UFC 206. Live on pay-per-view from Air Canada Center in Toronto. Cannot wait to bring this all to you. We finish the month in Sacramento and give you the last one of the year, T-Mobile Arena right here at UFC 207. All right, up next, Cowboy and Rick Story. Take a look at the rankings. They are ready to be going as they're going to fight tonight in a sensational matchup. Sensational stopping skills always displayed by Donald Cerrone. And tonight, he will be in for a handful against Rick Story. Squaring off for the first time in the octagon, it'll be a can't-miss action bout when fan favorite Donald Cowboy Cerrone takes on hard-charging Rick the Horror Story in a matchup that could shake up the welterweight rankings.
Sometimes every year you got to redefine yourself. You got to rebuild and restructure, and man, I'm on a new role, man.
My goal tonight is to go out and make a memorable performance and leave a lasting impression on the rest of the division.
Along
one-time lightweight contender, Donald Cerrone is now 2-0 at 170 pounds, with a pair of Performance of the Night finishes of Alex Oliveira and Patrick Cote that have his welterweight peers watching their back as the Cowboy rides into town, eager to take out a new set of elite foes.
Key to beating Rick Story is body shots. Body shots, takedowns, and head kicks.
Back from injury and ready to resume his assault on the top 10 in the welterweight division, Rick Story has won 3 straight, most recently defeating Tarek Saffiedine to reestablish himself as a dangerous threat in a division many feel is the most dangerous in MMA today.
This could be the best fight of the night because Donald brings it and I bring it. It's like we meet in the middle and it's just gonna be fireworks.
This is Donald Cowboy Cerrone's 3rd fight at welterweight. And man, has he looked great in making that switch to 170 pounds. Physically, he looks much better. He doesn't look emaciated. He has much more energy. He can eat whatever he wants. And you're seeing amazing performances inside the octagon because of that. First, he submitted Alex Oliveira, who is a big, tough welterweight, then put on a show in stopping Patrick Cote in the 3rd round of his last bout. In that fight, I feel truly that Donald Cerrone lived up to his potential like never before. Against a guy in Patrick Cote who's an iron-chinned warrior, Donald Cerrone picked him apart and took him out. And I feel like it was a crowning moment in Donald's MMA career.
Cowboy #1 all time with 23 UFC, WEC wins combined. And he has the most wins in the octagon since 2011. 17 and counting.
He looks
Cowboy.
so much thicker and healthier here at 170. He's gonna need all that mass taking on this gorilla.
Rick the Horror Story. Been around a long time, Joe, since 2009. For this fight, he trained in South Florida with the Black Zillions.
Excellent camp, an excellent place. And Rick Story's coming off of an excellent victory against Tarek Saffiedine, who, like Donald Cerrone, is a world-class striker. This is a big test for Cerrone and a big test for Story. Story is a very strong wrestler who utilizes pressure and throws wicked body shots, controls his opponents, and has a way of putting that pressure on strikers that makes this a very compelling matchup.
3-fight win streak. Joe mentioned the body shots. Rick Story was the first man to defeat Johnny Hendricks a couple of years back. Got good wrestling skills. And he's a guy who perseveres. He was 0-17 at Pacific University his freshman year as a wrestler. His senior year at Southern Oregon, he had 33 wins, and he was a NAIA national runner-up. Pretty impressive.
Very impressive. His strengths are wrestling, pressure, and again, power shots, particularly to the body. One of his best techniques is to close the distance and just rip brutal body shots.
Our tale of the tape for this welterweight fight is brought to you by the new movie, Hands of Stone, the true story behind boxing's greatest rivalry. Starring Edgar Ramirez, Robert De Niro, and Usher Raymond. In theaters everywhere on Friday. Cowboy 2 years older, he is taller, he'll have a slight reach advantage. And once again, we check in with Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a Muay Thai kickboxer holding a professional record, 30 wins, 7 losses, 1 no contest. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, by way of Denver, Colorado, Donald Cowboy Cerrone. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 19 wins, 8 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 171 pounds. Fighting out of Vancouver, Washington, presenting the number 9 ranked welterweight contender in the world, Rick the Horror Story. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean, our referee. We've asked you to vote all night at UFC on Twitter for the main event. Will it be Conor McGregor? Will it be Nate Diaz? Let your voice be heard on who is winning each fight. All it takes is that one click. We're underway. Cowboy and Story engage quickly. Cerrone in the blue trunks, Rick Story in the black trunks. He's a southpaw.
You see that pressure by Story. Good movement so far from Cerrone. Look for Cerrone to throw those front kicks to the body. And there's a nice leg kick by Cowboy, and Cowboy initiates the takedown. Beautiful job by Cowboy.
Who has a great submission game.
And a great wrestling game. Something that a lot of people don't realize when you think about Cowboy. You think about his striking. Cowboy is a hell of a grappler. Stepping over that left leg of Rick Story. Story doing a good job so far of blocking it. Looking to establish control with his right leg over the back of the neck. Cowboy doesn't quite have the flexibility and lets it go.
Looking to make an adjustment here.
Looking to sweep. Cowboy just stands up.
Story all over him.
Excellent job by Story, reversing the position, pushing Cowboy up against the cage.
Rick Story has been described as a Sherman tank in the past. And that's the style of fight he brings to the octagon.
Well, he excels in these sort of grueling grappling contests. And look for him, if he gets free, to rip those shots to the body that he's famous for.
Don't forget, after tonight's main event, check out FS1 for the UFC 202 post-fight show. Jay Glazer, Brian Stan, Dominic Cruz, Rashad Evans, Megan O'Leary.
Keep an eye on this. He's going for the omoplata. Story's in trouble here. He's going to switch to a triangle.
Can he get it?
Story trying to block that left leg from going underneath the knee, but Donald could switch to an armbar here. Story did a great job there of avoiding the danger and winding up inside control. But he knows that Donald Cerrone's no joke off of his back. Donald's giving up his back here. Very dangerous. Donald's going to try to roll under here, particularly if Story gets a leg loose.
Cerrone trying to protect himself from a little ground and pound.
Nice knee to the body there by Story. Donald's just looking for the opportunity here to roll, Mike. He's going to stick his right leg in between those two legs. Perhaps he might roll for a knee, which, even if he doesn't get the leg lock, will allow him to, oh, nicely done.
Yep.
Snuck out the front instead.
Good patience, good timing. Back to the center of the octagon. Inside leg kick.
Nice knee to the body by Cowboy. And there's that front kick that we talked about. Good kick to the body by Story. And a left hand behind it.
Story very smooth here early with his striking.
Donald stabs you with that front kick.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
It's not a push. You know, he really just there's a nice leg kick there as well. Really digs the ball of the foot into the body. He just faked that right high kick to see how Rick responded. And this is not the game that Rick Story wants to play with Cowboy. He does not want to stay on the outside and exchange technical strikes. He's got to make this a mixed martial arts fight. Threaten with the takedown, threaten with the clinch, because Cowboy is the more technical striker on the outside.
Watch for Cowboy to throw the right leg to the midsection of Story.
Well, he's feeling him out here. He's tagged him here.
Yeah.
He's throwing a lot of feints and trying to gauge the response of Story.
He loves that body kick.
Donald just has so many weapons standing up, too. There's a nice leg kick.
Good combination.
Excellent combination. Very accurate by Donald. Good inside kick by Story.
Final seconds of the round. Took it off the arms.
Those are powerful shots, though, by Story. Even catching them on the arms is no fun. And here's a takedown, unexpected, I'm sure, by Donald Cerrone. Caught Rick Story in the transition. There's a nice takedown by Story, utilizing that knee, turning into a trip. There's a beautiful knee to the body by Cowboy. There's a nice combination. Story moving away from most of that.
That's a good round. That was a good round. Listen, fight those takedowns like crazy, okay? Fakes and feints, keep going to the body. Just mix it up. All you got to do to win is flow. Body, head, body, head, body, head, okay?
Listen,
Brandon.
seeing the combinations. I want that double cross. Pressure when he's going backwards.
Remember, he just waited for us to take out from the beginning. Did a good job of running your feet.
You see him coming. Just keep your hands up and your eyes open. Unload. I need you to flow this round, Cowboy. Flow and go, baby. Hey, go get it.
The unauthorized reproduction or distribution of this copyrighted work is illegal and punishable under law. Round two, Cerrone and Story. Greg Jackson wanting Cowboy to flow in this round.
Story with a big windup and a miss. It's a lot of power and pressure by Story. Cowboy goes up high.
Nicely done by Cowboy, stuffing that takedown attempt.
And catching him coming in with the knee. There's another knee to the body by Cowboy.
Cowboy just missing with those combinations.
Story ducking under, grabbing hold that leg, but Donald gets away from it.
Cerrone does the majority of his training on his ranch in Albuquerque, and Brandon Gibson has been out there a ton, working the striking of Cerrone. Again.
Two good right hands there by Donald. Very quick.
Nice shovel that on that uppercut. He caught him. Now he's mixing things up, and he's got Story hesitant.
Really nice feint there with the jab, leading into that leg kick.
Cerrone has looked great at 170. He was pretty darn good at 155, though, too.
He certainly was, but I'm a big fan of him at this weight. He looks physically better. I just think he has more energy. I just think he was depleting himself far too much to get down to that 155-pound weight class.
Well, it's noteworthy that Cowboy beat lightweight champion Eddie Alvarez years ago.
Oh, come on! Story's in big trouble.
Big time. Cowboy looking for the finish.
Beautiful.
Hands all over. Donald.
Sensational.
Cowboy. Cerrone set up by the head kick.
And that was a big test for Donald Cerrone that he just passed with an A+. The speed and the accuracy that he carries at 170 pounds are huge assets.
Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Raise one to right now.
Take a look at this here. The jab, ducks under to the body, to the head, flowed right into that high kick. I mean, what a beautiful combination. Absolutely crisp and accurate. Let's take a look at that again. Look at this. Boom to the body, the head, and then a high kick. I mean, just glorious. Sensational. To the body, and then boom to the head. Ridiculously accurate.
The body shot is what buckled him. Story came down. Cowboy delivered a big kick, and he earns a great victory here. Time for our official decision, brought to you by Metro PCS. We get nationwide coverage on the Blazing Fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for just $30 period. Once again, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 2 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by TKO, Donald Cowboy Cerrone.
I'm here with the winner, Donald Cowboy Cerrone. Donald, the move up to welterweight has been absolutely amazing for you, and this was a big test tonight against a big, strong wrestler in Rick Story, and you passed with flying colors.
Oh, thank you so much. It must have been because Dana let me ride my Harley Davidson all week.
Let's take a look at the stoppage. I mean, this is just a beautiful, flowing combination. You hit him with a left, a right to the body, and then a high kick behind it. I mean, you landed some beautiful combinations all night, but the final barrage that you landed right here was just absolutely picture perfect.
You know, working with Brandon Gibson and Jafari Veneer and Greg Jackson, I feel good, I feel solid. You know, the BMF Ranch, 170, how about that?
How much better do you feel here at 170?
Oh, no, I got a thing I got to go do at 155. I think Eddie Alvarez, he got something belongs to me.
Do you? So you are going to drop back down to lightweight again?
Yeah, let's go Madison Square Garden, me and Eddie. How about that?
I like it. If you can make the weight and feel as good as you felt tonight, I'm down.
Oh, I can make the weight. Don't you worry about that.
Congratulations on a truly spectacular performance, sir. Donald Cerrone, ladies and gentlemen.
Cowboy, the most wins since 2011, and potentially another bonus, and the finishes just keep on keeping on. 16th UFC WEC Pride and Strike Force history.
We just get done saying how amazing he looks at 170, and he calls out the 155-pound champ.
David Spade having a good time here tonight, watching the UFC. Daniel Cormier will be watching the co-main event very closely. And don't forget, that is Rumble and Glover. This look at our upcoming fighters, brought to you by EA Sports UFC 2. Game Informer calls it an adrenaline rush. Play EA Sports UFC 2 for free, now on Xbox Live and PlayStation Network until August 22nd. Pound for pound, Rumble Joe, one of the biggest punchers ever in MMA history.
He's a scary, scary man. And it's one of the reasons why this fight is so interesting is because Glover Teixeira called him out. Glover Teixeira, who's an incredibly well-rounded guy with some outstanding power himself, believes he has the technique to survive the storm that is Rumble. Glover's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He's got excellent wrestling, some spectacular boxing technique himself that he showcased in his last fight against Rashad Evans. But man, he is going up against a terrifying man in Rumble Johnson.
Took him less than 2 minutes to stop the former.
This programme contains flashing images and scenes of violent physical contact. Viewer discretion is advised.
We're dealing with Rumble Johnson versus Glover Teixeira, two men who are just incredibly talented. And this is one of those matchups that a fight fan dreams of. And when it was made, I got so excited, and we're going to see it right now.
Combined 46 wins, 31 by knockout, 31 in the first round. So not only are Anthony Johnson and Glover Teixeira two of the truly elite fighters in the world, They are two of the most dangerous and destructive, and they share the same quest, a UFC belt.
He's gonna finish it right here. Huge right hand.
My goal is to become champion. I'll do whatever I have to do to win it.
The winner of this fight will fight for the title. To be a champion, man, is a dream.
Glover Teixeira versus Anthony Rumble Johnson is a fight fan's dream matchup.
Rumble Johnson, let's dance, baby. Let's make some money.
Nobody calls out Rumble Johnson. When you're willing to get in there and sling punches and kicks with Anthony Rumble Johnson, that shows what kind of confidence Glover Teixeira has. He's one of the baddest 205-pound fighters in the world. He wants to beat down Rumble Johnson and leave no question that he is the top light heavyweight contender.
I'm excited for this fight. This is the guys to beat. This is the fight I want.
It's an honor to fight Glover. He's powerful, well-rounded. It's going to be a battle of who can hit the hardest and when it's going to happen.
Anthony Rumble Johnson is a brutal striker with absolutely thunderous power in both his kicks and his punches.
Rumble Johnson!
He's one of the scariest guys in the division.
I think people know that I'm more dangerous than ever.
Anthony Johnson, I see his power. I close my eyes for a second, and when those punches hit you, you know you're going to go down.
Both of us have the will to win, but it's about executing, and I'm determined to do it. I see myself knocking Glover out.
Everything's come together. I think I'm a much better fighter. You know, I have a chance to be a champion. I need that belt.
Glover Teixeira was 17-2, riding a 15-fight win streak when he made his UFC debut in Rio de Janeiro at UFC 153 in a fight against Fabio Maldonado, which was supposed to be a fight against Rampage, and Joe, they did that a little later in Chicago.
Yeah, Glover must see something in Rumble that he feels like he can exploit. When you look at the fights that Rumble has lost against Daniel Cormier, against Vitor Belfort, it's the men that survive the storm. So Glover must be making a calculation that he can survive the storm and that he has the striking technique and the wrestling technique to keep Rumble off of him, drag him into the deeper waters of the second and third round, and take him out there.
Glover Teixeira, 11th UFC fight, 25 career victories. He has finished 20 of those in the first round. He has finished 12 of his last 13 wins. He's like the Rocky of Danbury, Connecticut, and he loves it. And years ago, he just wanted to be a fighter. He loves Iron Mike Tyson, and Iron Mike Tyson is here tonight. Rumble. That's all you have to say, Joe. You know you've made it when you go by just one name, and Anthony Johnson is Rumble.
That is Rumble, folks, and it's a great nickname for this man. I mean, thunderous, ridiculous power, and the poster boy of not cutting weight. Just give that up, go up to your natural weight class, fight where you're healthy, and that is what he did. Moved up to 205 after a history of struggling and failing to make 170. Lost his contract with the UFC, came back, and now he's amazing.
Anthony Johnson steps into our Bud Light prep point. Bud Light, raise one to right now.
He's coming off of 2 spectacular knockouts in a row against Jimmy Manuwa and then against Ryan Bader. After a failed attempt at the title against Daniel Cormier, and that is where the fight gets interesting, because Cormier was able to absorb the punches, weather the storm, and then eventually drag Rumble Johnson into that deep water and submit him. The question is, can Glover Teixeira take the same type of shots that Daniel Cormier took?
He is number 3 all time with 10 knockouts. Vitor Belfort has 12. Anderson Silva has 11. Anthony Rumble Johnson. Our tale of the tape for our co-main event of the evening, brought to you by the new movie Hands of Stone, the true story behind boxing's greatest rivalry, starring Edgar Ramirez, Robert De Niro, and Usher Raymond, in theaters everywhere. Friday, the Brazilian, 4 years the elder of Rumble, who will have a slight reach advantage. Once again, the official introductions from Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. This fight is 3 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 25 wins, 4 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 205 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Danbury, Connecticut, by way of Sobralia, Minas Gerais, Brazil, presenting the number 2 ranked light heavyweight contender in the world, Glover Teixeira. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 21 wins, 5 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 205 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Boca Raton, Florida, by way of Dublin, Georgia, presenting the number 1 ranked UFC light heavyweight contender in the world, Anthony Rumble Johnson. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Dan Miragliotta.
Dan Miragliotta, our referee. Co-main event of the evening. Winner get a chance to fight DC. Rumble Teixeira. Here we go. Blue trunks for Anthony Johnson. Yellow trunks for Glover Teixeira.
Glover putting pressure on him right away. Interesting.
Oh my! Just like that!
Good Lord.
Wow!
Good Lord, that is a terrifying man. Be careful what you ask for, folks. Glover does not know what's happening. He's wrestling with Dan Miragliotta. He thinks the fight is still going on. They shouldn't let him stand up here. I do not think he understands that he got knocked out.
Wow.
Good Lord.
Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Raise one to right now.
Wow. Let's take a look at that again. Boom. The lights go out. And Rumble drops a hammer. Man.
Proving again, Joe, that he is a different kind of dangerous.
Yeah, there's a level that he's at that no one else is at. It's a I touch you, you go to sleep level. I mean, you can't take a few shots and, you know, I mean, the only one who's been able to is Cormier. I mean, give props to Daniel Cormier, because who's got a chin like that guy? My God. And then you see Glover out cold, wakes up and tries to grapple with Dan Miragliotta, like thinks the fight is still going on, just on pure instinct. Wow. That's a terrifying man. No one's been able to do that to Glover.
Absolutely not. I mean, unbelievable power. Let's take a look at the entire fight.
And you see Glover putting that pressure on him right away. Glover moving forward, bobbing and weaving. Glover catching him a couple times, and one shot is all it takes. My God. What a terrifying human being. Boom! Perfectly placed uppercut. We'll see it one more time here after this hammer fist. I mean, just stiff.
Rumble, the first man to stop Glover Teixeira inside the octagon. And the reaction of the corner of Anthony Johnson. Time now for our official decision, brought to you by Metro PCS, where you get nationwide coverage on the blazing fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for just $30 period. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Mergliano has called a stop to this contest at 13 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout, Anthony Rumble Johnson.
I'm here with the winner, Anthony Rumble Johnson. What did you just say to Glover?
Just now, I told him, thank you for being a professional and showing the world what professional athletes are all about, especially with all the stuff going on, you know, yesterday or press conference and all that.
All the trash talking, the bottle throw.
Yeah. You see, we don't need to do all that talking to get knockouts done. We just come out here and do the damn thing.
And do the damn thing you did, sir. Take a look at the big screen and talk us through this. Were you surprised that Glover put so much pressure on you? Came out very aggressive, moved towards you, and allowed you to set up this bone-crunching uppercut?
I wasn't surprised he put pressure on me, but I can fight going backwards. I can fight going forwards. Damn, I can fight.
You were the #1 contender. He was the #2. Whenever the #1 and #2 contender go at it and the fight ends this decisively, there can only be one result. That result is you must fight for the title next. Give us your thoughts on that.
I'm working hard to get to the title. I've been busting my butt off to get to the title. And Daniel, you the man, baby, but I'm coming for you. We're gonna get it on, baby. We're gonna get it on. Much respect. Hey. Hold on. Hey. I don't know why y'all booing that man's the champion. Much respect to Daniel Cormier. He's a hell of an athlete and hell of a champion, so give him his props. I'm just coming in there to try and take that belt.
Good for you, sir, and congratulations on a truly spectacular performance. Anthony Johnson, ladies and gentlemen.
13 seconds is all it took for Anthony Rumble Johnson to win by knockout. Kanye in the house, checking out UFC 206.
This program contains flashing images and scenes of violent physical contact. Viewer discretion is advised.
He understands striking and fighting about as good as any human being alive. So you got to respect his choice to go to one of the top camps in the world, to train with some of the best fighters in the world, and arguably one of the best striking coaches that exist. But can you just do that? Can you just jump into fighting at 37 years of age? Which means he's had about 2 years of training, but remember, he had surgery on his back, I believe. So he's had some tough training, obviously. You know, it's going to be fun to watch.
Well, the reality is, though, is Mickey Gall only has 2 more professional fights than CM Punk. The first was the one in Philadelphia that impressed Dana White, which led to his UFC debut, in which he was able to have a rear naked choke.
He looked real good in that UFC debut. I was impressed with that kid. He shows a lot of promise, and the way he finished that fight, he showed some excellent skill. He's aggressive. Look at that beautiful right hand. Takes him down, hammer fist. Look at this take the back. Beautiful job here getting that second hook in. That's a kid with some serious skill. going to be a showcase for him, but taking on a guy who's most likely a heavy favorite.
Could be a lot of fun. It's part of UFC 203 when the Octagon travels to Cleveland, Ohio for the first time. Main event, Stipe Miocic, Alistair Overeem, CM Punk, Mickey Gall, live on pay-per-view from Quicken Loans Arena. And you can catch the new episode of The Evolution of Punk this Monday at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific, only on FS1, as former pro wrestler CM Punk continues his quest to become an MMA fighter.
Hey everyone, I'm UFC Hall of Famer Forrest Griffin. Before you watch this highly anticipated rematch between two UFC superstars, Nate Diaz and Ireland's Conor McGregor, check out this clip where two very different fighters meet for an infamous rematch that makes boxing history.
Why you always brush my hair in the corners? Next round starts, you come out looking fresh. Drives them nuts.
Set for our main event of the evening. 5 rounds of fighting in the UFC welterweight division as Nate Diaz fights Conor McGregor again. Bad blood, hatred, disgust, repulsion. There are accurate statements, aren't they?
Absolutely. Plus excitement, speculation, anticipation, and it's about to go down.
It certainly is. These guys have sparred verbally. They've fought once, and they can't wait to get in the octagon tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the first fight was so intriguing because we knew going into it that Nate Diaz is not the same guy as Jose Aldo. He's not a guy who's going to get rattled by someone being disrespectful. He's used to people being disrespectful. He lives with Nick Diaz. He grew up in Stockton, California. He's been in a ton of street fights. He's got beautiful mixed martial arts skills, black belt in jiu-jitsu, excellent boxing, trains with Andre Ward. I mean, he's a very skillful martial artist. But so is Conor McGregor. And Conor McGregor, up until that fight, had such spectacular results knocking people out.
Sure.
I think he thought he could do the same thing to Nate Diaz.
And he said, I controlled the fight for 8 minutes, and then I lost. And he has been haunted by that loss in the first fight, which makes tonight's rematch one of epic proportions like we have never seen before.
Represented up until that point is this phenom.
I move different, I think different, I speak different. I am a different athlete than these people.
So much of what Conor is selling is based on him being the greatest martial artist of all time. But the first storm that Conor McGregor really had to weather in the UFC sank his boat. Not just a loss, but a loss to a guy who took the fight on 11 days' notice and then made Conor tap.
They were putting him out like he was unstoppable. I feel like he hit me with a lot of his best punches, and I hit him with one punch. Everybody's getting in a cage and they're fighting another human being. They gave him a lot of credit, and he got blown way out of proportion.
It's a fight that must be played back. I didn't spar one southpaw, let alone a 6-footer, so I didn't really prepare specific. And I still pinged the head off him. He was 1 or 2 clean shots away from being done. I could see it in his eyes.
He punches hard. He's a hard-hitting little guy, but nothing I never felt before. You know, I didn't think he had like no Superman or anything.
The fans have given him this indestructible feeling, as if he can't be knocked out, but he can and he will.
You better whip my ass for all that talk.
And I'm gonna get that win back. I'm gonna take the game back under control.
We'll see.
Just a talent, but a personality like never before. And you and I have been around a long time, and we have seen a ton of guys with personalities.
Yeah, there's a combination that we've never seen before that exists in Conor McGregor up until the fight with Nate Diaz. And that combination is sensational charisma, a beautiful way of articulating his thoughts, and spectacular results inside the octagon, plus the Mystic Mac quality where he predicts outcomes accurately.
Conor McGregor stepping into our Bud Light prep point. Bud Light, raise one right now.
Now, the Nate Diaz fight most certainly eroded some of that. But what's exciting to a lot of people is that Conor McGregor has the chance to get all that back, and maybe even more if he's able to do what he wants to do tonight. Take it back, beat Nate Diaz, correct the mistakes he made in the first fight, fight better, and figure out the puzzle that Nate Diaz presents.
And why we give credit, and it is credit that should be given, to Nate coming in on 11 days notice, you have a Conor McGregor who wasn't training for a guy like Nate Diaz, and so that late opponent change wasn't an easy thing for the Notorious One.
No, most certainly wasn't, but it's not the first time he's done that either. And that's out of John Kavanagh's mouth, that their gym, Straight Blast Gym in Dublin, Ireland, they will fight anybody, anytime, anywhere, and that is one of the attitudes that they had coming into the fight with Chad Mendes, which was also a last-minute fight. He will fight anyone last minute, and it's why he is who he is. But now he has the opportunity to correct the mistakes he made in that first fight. We'll see if he can.
He didn't spar with one southpaw before the first meeting. He's done his homework in every single facet of this fight. Brought in Conor Wallace, 6-time Irish national championship boxer, who just happens to be about 6'3".
Look at this line of security to keep Nate Diaz and him apart. I don't necessarily think that's important or necessary, but it's kind of funny to look at.
Conor McGregor, the rematch is now just moments away.
goodness, it's a Biggie versus Tupac song off.
It's got everything.
West Coast, East Coast. What's amazing is how many people are here from Ireland to see Conor. That Nate has been getting booed all week in America after what he did to Conor in the first fight. That truly speaks to the charisma that Conor McGregor possesses and the hope and dreams of the Irish people that rest on him.
I'm trying to remember the exact number, but there was an earlier McGregor fight. Might have been the Aldo fight, Joe, but it was something like 35% or more of the ticket sales actually came from the Emerald Isle. Actually came from Ireland.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they sold like that, too. So these are people that jumped on those tickets right away.
Nathan Diaz come a long way from being Nick's little brother. This dude is vicious. He's fiercely insane about being just simply a fighter. He is a fighter. That's it. Nothing else. And he talks about it all the time.
And his performance before the Conor McGregor fight was one of the best of his career against Michael Johnson. Just looked incredible in that fight. Beautiful flowing combinations. And now, as he steps into this rematch, you're looking at a Nate Diaz that has had a chance to fully prepare for Conor McGregor. A full camp. Plenty of sparring, plenty of conditioning, looked much better physically at the weigh-ins, wasn't carrying any extra weight at all, and believes that he will not get touched in this fight. And then his exact words, he said, if I had a full camp, he wouldn't have touched me.
Richard Perez, his longtime boxing coach, said Nate will be quicker, sharper, better shape, more confident. This will be his 30th professional fight. He's been in the UFC for a decade, made his debut at age 21.
One of the things we knew about him coming into the first fight is that he's not going to get rattled. He's a rock-solid professional fighter with just immense amounts of experience behind him, both in the octagon and in the gym. I mean, he's a guy who's been there and done that, and in life itself. Nate Diaz is not a guy who falters under pressure.
The world is watching again. Our tale of the tape for this, our main event of the evening, brought to you by the new movie Hands of Stone. The story behind boxing's greatest rivalry, starring Edgar Ramirez, Robert De Niro, and Usher Raymond, in theaters everywhere on Friday. Diaz, 3 years older than the Notorious One. He's much taller. He has a 2-inch reach advantage. Here is the veteran voice, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Chairman Anthony Marnell, Executive Director Bob Bennett, Commissioners Francisco Aguilar, Skip Evansino, Pat Lundvall, and Michonne Martin. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Glenn Trowbridge, Jeff Mullen, and Derek Cleary. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, John McCarthy. This bout is sponsored by Bud Light, Raise One to Right Now, and Metro PCS, where you can get nationwide coverage on the blaring fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for just $30, period. And now, this is the moment UFC fans watching around the world have been waiting for. Live from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, it's time! 5 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, Fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 19 wins, 3 losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 168 pounds. Fighting out of Dublin, Ireland, presenting the pride of Ireland and the reigning, undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, the notorious Conor McGregor! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu fighter holding a professional record, 20 wins, 10 losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 170.5 pounds. Fighting out of Stockton, California, presenting the Ultimate Fighter Season 5 winner and the #4 ranked lightweight contender in the world, Nate Diaz!
Fighter Nate, get him up. Gentlemen went over the rules in the back. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. I want you to fight hard, but fight clean. If you want to touch gloves, touch now. Good luck to you, both of you.
Like I said the first time, not a chance. Not a chance. McGregor. Diaz. Fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. Big John McCarthy, our referee. Here we go! McGregor, the southpaw in the green trunks. Diaz, the southpaw in the black trunks.
And as I suspected, right away he's opening up with the leg kicks. A tactic that Rafael Dos Anjos used successfully on Nate Diaz. Nate got that one up, but still took it in the meat of his leg. Again, Conor. Those are brutal leg kicks he's landing on Nate.
Conor looking for redemption, the ultimate redemption of his fighting career, and he's opening up as many people thought he would, trying to chop down the lead leg of Nate Diaz.
And those are unchecked, brutal power kicks off that back leg. And Nate is already getting light with that front leg, trying to prepare for those kicks. But he's always heavy on that front leg, Mike, that boxing-based style of his. He checked that one.
Yeah, check that one. And a lot of this, Joe, is due to Conor's involvement of the ground game. Throw the kicks, he's not worried about getting down on the mat with Nate Diaz.
Well, it's also just an excellent tactic because Nate has shown the ability to be hit there before. And again,
McGregor over and over.
Oh,
he locked him.
He tagged him.
Straight left connects. Conor says, get on up.
Again with that leg kick.
Fight going according to plan thus far for McGregor. 2 minutes in. First fight was 5.5 months ago, and McGregor had early success.
And again with the leg kick. Nate's having a problem with that leg, Mike. He's moving on it funny.
Conor with a combination. Diaz.
Again,
he
slams
just
it in
ate
there.
that one, Joe.
Beautiful timing on that leg kick.
Diaz opens up.
Their leg kick is a huge factor in this fight, and Conor's using it brilliantly.
Conor just able to slip that jab. Again, he does.
Good shot to the body by Conor.
Good counter.
And again with the leg kick.
Diaz just eating him. He's checked one. Conor has talked a lot, Joe, about this fight going deep into the latter rounds, and that's where he feels he'll have a big advantage.
And another one, another leg kick.
See, Nate's already lighter on that front foot.
Well, he's trying to check him if he can, but he eats another one. Conor's doing a great job of timing it off of his punches as Nate leans back.
And Nate's not circling away from that left kick at all.
Another one. I mean, a beautiful display of leg kicking so far by Conor.
Long reach. 30 seconds.
Long reach, but not long enough to avoid the leg kick.
Yep.
And another one.
Conor has said precision beats power, timing beats speed.
Clipped him again.
Final seconds of the round. 1-0 McGregor.
In the gym, in between.
And here we see the leg kicks, beautifully placed by Conor McGregor. Here's another one. And there's a nice left hand that dropped him. And another clean left hand by McGregor. Excellent first round for Conor McGregor, and very different than the first round of their first fight. Did not blow himself out.
4 rounds to go. Nice deep breath.
When he exchange and move off,
Gonna rinse and spit. That's the technical difference between the two of us, and that's what's going to be for the next 4 rounds. No rushing anything.
No free kick.
Calculated yet aggressive attack is what John Kavanagh is talking about.
Look at that right leg of Nate Diaz. It is chewed up already.
Now Nate now knows he's in a fight, and that will fuel his fire fiercely. Read a great quote that said, "Defiance and disdain, these men wear it like a suit of armor."
Check that one. Nate's corner was saying no more free kicks. He ate another one.
Big left.
He heard him with that.
Get back up. That's 2, Joe.
And another leg kick.
He's picking them apart right now. All Conor McGregor. 19 and counting with the leg kicks.
Oh, he heard
it again. Conor feels it. Wouldn't it be something if he stops him in round 2, which is when Diaz defeated him 5.5 months ago. Conor looks perfect thus far.
Nate's having a hard time moving on that right leg as well, Mike. That could be a factor in why he's falling down like this, plus the clean, hard shots of Conor.
Only 2 men have stopped Nate Diaz. Josh Thompson in 2013, Hermes Franca in 2006.
Another nasty leg kick by Conor.
Thus far, Nate unable to get into that flow.
Relax,
Not just not able to get in the flow, not able to get success with anything yet.
Left hook is the... Okay. On the leg.
John Kavanagh.
Again, beautiful. So far, just a perfect strategy by Conor.
And we knew he left no stone unturned in preparation for this rematch. Obsessed every single day.
And again.
Waiting for tonight. Midway point of round number 2.
Beautiful counter.
Slip and rip. Conor is happy to wait for what's given to him, instead of hunting down openings like he did in the first fight.
Well, he's getting more and more confident as this fight goes on. Standing right in front of Nate and outboxing him here. Again with the leg kick. And again, man. Nate putting pressure on him. He senses Conor slowing down.
Diaz trying to score here.
Nate moving forward. Oh, he's
good
landing.
Combination.
Conor's moving away now. Nate is sensing Conor McGregor getting tired, and he's starting to put pressure on Conor.
Which is what happened in the first fight. Diaz pushing forward here, just over a minute on the clock. In the second, Conor goes body. Nate trying to open up.
Nate put pressure on him.
Rocks him. And again, big combinations. We have ourselves a fight.
Nate Diaz weathered the storm, and now Conor McGregor is in trouble.
30 seconds.
He goes high with the knee. He tags him again.
But Diaz just walks through it, Joe. Uppercuts. Body. 10. This place is awesome.
Wow. Things just got real interesting.
That's what he did all the training. This is why you push yourself every day. Recover. Recover.
Nathan, get him against the cage. Pump that chest like you're doing left hand. But don't let him hit you with the left.
All right, hold on. All right, hey. Double jabs are working, and don't be scared to block. I like when you block. The dirty boxing
Dominic
is what
Cruz
we want.
had a very interesting statement before this fight. He said, I don't know if Conor McGregor has a style that can go 5 rounds. Look at this knockdown by Conor. He explodes, he moves very fast. It's part of his success, but it is draining. Beautiful combinations by Conor, but then he starts to fade. He was moving away, Nate sensed it, and Nate started moving in on him and swarming. Conor was breathing very heavy in between rounds, and we're moving in to round number 3.
Diaz, the aggressor early.
Conor's still breathing heavy, Mike.
Yep. And he's been much more calculated in this fight, Joe, and still breathing heavy.
Yep. I think Dominic Cruz had a very good point in his analysis of this fight. Conor is fading radically here. Big, deep breaths, hands moving much slower. A much diminished fighter in this 3rd round.
And Nate senses it.
Nate just pointed to him, and he just rocked him. And now he's putting pressure on him.
And Richard Perez, longtime boxing coach, said to Nate, put him against the cage. Throw some knees.
And Nate went for the takedown there unsuccessfully, but he's making Conor fight a clinch battle. And we've said time and time again, this is one of the most grueling aspects of MMA. Big deep breath by Conor, and the chants of Diaz ring through the crowd.
The #1 driver of success is hunger. And these men have a great hunger, a great drive, and they will leave it all inside the octagon tonight. Good counter by Conor.
And again with the leg kick, a hard one. And a good counter left.
Diaz covers up. Takes one to the body.
There's still plenty of time in this round,
goodness.
Mike.
3 minutes, Joe.
And he's talking to him now, talking to him and putting pressure on him.
Stand right in his face. Here we go.
Oh, boy.
Good spin by Conor.
Caught the leg.
But he
Nate caught the leg.
Right in front of his corner, McGregor listening to the instruction from his coaches. Midway point of this
Diaz drops down for a double. Let's see if he can get it. Conor defended, but again, defending in this kind of clinch battle is brutal and draining.
Nice elbow on the... There's a little bit of a break, and they tangle again. Conor has only had one career fight go the distance.
Good combination on the break by Nate. Conor's moving away here, and Nate's pointing at him. Oh, he's tired.
Yeah, got him right over the air. There's those kicks again. They're much more hurried and much more labored. Look at the total strikes. Over 200 combined. Wow.
And Nate points at him after he hits him. And Conor countered with a left hand himself. This is a dogfight, ladies and gentlemen. A real dogfight. And Nate tagged him with a 1-2.
Clinch. Quick punches to the jaw. Oh! There's the big body shots. McGregor's in big trouble here.
Nate
Diaz looking to finish it right here, right now. Body.
Tremendous pressure by Nate Diaz.
This was the beginning of the end in the first matchup.
But Conor's doing a much better job of defending in this round. Oh, nasty shot to the body.
Big trouble for McGregor. Final seconds of the round. Just trying to survive. Wow.
Huge round for Nate Diaz.
Just recover. These are those last few rounds on the rower. You're winning the clinch every time. If your back's against the fence, hands up, they're hitting your arms. You can slip and catch them on your arms. They're slaps. Just recover loads of time. Rinse and spit. This is it now, championship rounds. You can instigate the clinch and just lean on them and get your breath. Slip left hand is there every time.
That fight that went the distance was against Max Holloway. It was a 3-round fight. Tonight, the 8th 5-round fight for McGregor.
What a fight.
And the 5th 5-round fight for Diaz. Main event, non-title, but 5-minute rounds.
A hard one, too, by Conor. A good left hand over the top.
Nate took some punishment early, weathered the storm, literally. Man, he turned it on at the end of the round.
Another hard leg kick by Conor. Nate's got a big cut on his cheek now, Mike, as well as above his eye.
Tonight, the first time that Conor has ever been in a 4th round. He's had 6 5-round fights in the UFC, including tonight. Never gone the distance in a 5-round fight.
They're going at it in these clinches, Mike, and Nate Diaz is throwing volumes of punches, whereas Conor's pot-shotting him.
Nate's all bloodied up.
He is, and he's having a hard time seeing, Mike. He keeps wiping his eyes. Another hard leg kick. He wobbled him with that one, Mike. Good shot to the body by Conor. Front kick to the chest by Nate.
Counter.
Nate is bloodied up, Mike, real bad. And he just ate another hard left hand by Conor.
Conor re-energized here early in round 4.
Again, Nate with the clinch, drops down for the double. Can he get it? No. Good defense by Conor.
Diaz has gone 25 minutes once in his career. It's just the 2nd time he's been to a 4th round.
Again, Nate keeps reaching down, trying to complete a takedown. He hit him with another nice knee to the body.
Yeah.
Now he's ripping shots.
Diaz's advantage in total strikes continues to grow.
Big shot by Conor. And Diaz returns fire.
Great use of the clinch with that elbow. Both men bringing it.
Another nice knee to the body by Nate. And Conor turns the clinch around.
A lot of time on the clock.
Conor with a beautiful combination.
Both of these men so durable.
Nate staggered him there. Oh, beautiful counter by Conor.
There's the kick. When you get this much buildup and this much anticipation for a fight, it's absolutely wonderful when the fight is like the one we're watching right now, Joe.
Absolutely.
And they're still swinging.
Very nice combination there by Conor. He seems to have caught a 2nd win, Mike. Moving well. Good combination.
He'll slip and rip.
That was a good hard left hand over the top.
30 seconds on the clock here in round 4. 10. Slip.
Last round right here, bro. This is our last round. You have to win it. You're doing amazing, Nate. Block, and counter now. He's flat-footed, so look to land the 2. You're landing your jab, land the 2. All heart, baby. All heart. Nathan, you're standing there too much, all right? Come on, you got back.
Nice stiff jab, catch his shots. You're dominating the clinch.
How we feeling, baby? Great. All right, baby, let's move.
Rinse your mouth.
When he steps forward, you've got to move off the center line. When he steps, please look at the club.
5 minutes.
Step off the center line.
Look at this nasty counter left hand by Conor McGregor, and then a right hand behind it. Really seemed to have found a better rhythm in that round.
They are on their feet here inside the sold-out T-Mobile Arena. 5 minutes remain.
Nasty leg kick to start things off.
Gilbert Melendez telling Nate Diaz, you need to win this round. This fight could very well be tied at 2.
Nate putting the pressure on him. Conor attempts a flying knee.
And Nate just smothers it.
Conor turns the punch around here. Conor's got Nate's back. Check that one. Man, look at the blood. Good Lord. Nate's having a real hard time seeing out of that right eye, Mike. It is a mess.
Looking for more pressure.
His face is so busted up here, and John took a big, good look at it.
Conor got out of the way. Oh, caught him with that right. A moment you would think we're in Dublin.
Nate drops down for the double. Can he get it?
This would be huge.
Cannot get it.
Wow.
Excellent takedown defense by Conor.
Outstanding. And remember the first fight, it was Conor who initiated the takedown. McGregor
Excellent combination there by Nate. Conor moves away from him.
Yep.
Conor's tired,
stuffed
Mike.
all 3 takedowns. Trying to stay in it here, Joe. 2.5 minutes.
Good combination by Conor. Nate shakes his head, but those shots landed, as did those.
Past the midway point of our 5th and final round.
Excellent shot there by Nate.
There's a clinch. Oh! Big elbow. Conor takes a look up at the clock. 2 minutes.
Knee to the body by Nate. He drops down again for the double. Can he get it? No.
Wow.
Excellent defense again by Conor.
That's huge. 90 seconds. Wow, look how close round 5 is.
But a lot of pressure here by Nate. The judges are going to be looking at this. He's the one pressuring Conor up against the cage and landing these shots. And Conor's having much more success on the outside.
1 minute.
And Conor turns it around. Conor with a trip, and Nate right back up to his feet. Nate turns it around again. 30 seconds to go.
The biggest fight in MMA history. 20 seconds. Recognition. Redemption.
Beautiful takedown by Nate Diaz.
In the final seconds of the 5th round. Could be huge on the judges' scorecards.
Wow. What a fight.
They left it all inside the octagon.
What a fight. Wow. Unbelievable. This crowd is on its feet. Those men just gave everything they had. And win, lose, or draw, that was an incredible performance by both fighters.
Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Raise one to right now.
Now let's take a look at some of the knockdowns by Conor. There's that left hand. Here's another one. Early in the fight, Conor was having his way with the stand-up, with that straight left, and with the left leg kick. There's a nice elbow by Diaz. Somewhere around the 3rd round, towards the end of the 2nd round, really, Diaz started coming on strong. Combinations, just swarmed him, hit him with that elbow there. And what's really big is this takedown at the end of the 5th and final round. That is huge, because that was an incredibly close round, and that was a definitive moment.
They left it all inside the octagon. Let's see how you fans scored it. 65-35 for the notorious Conor McGregor. The fact that they battled for 25 minutes, to steal a phrase that Nate Diaz used after the first fight, I'm not surprised. What a fight. As the judges render their decision, this is the longest couple of minutes in McGregor and Diaz's life. All right, it's in. Time for our official decision, brought to you by Metro PCS, where you get nationwide coverage on the blazing fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for just $30 period. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Jeff Moen scores the contest, 48-47, McGregor. Glenn Strowman scores it, 47-47. And Derek Clearly scores it, 48-47 for the winner by majority decision, the notorious Conor McGregor!
I'm here with the winner, Conor McGregor. Conor, that was a dog fight. You had to dig deep. Give us your thoughts.
Surprise, surprise, motherfucker. The king is back.
A big factor
factor in this fight was those leg kicks, early and often. Was that part of the strategy coming in here?
You're damn right it was, but he took them better than I expected. He didn't show, he didn't let me know. I thought the first 3 rounds, I proved the class difference. I just another level to him, but then that toughness and that durability that he has crept back in the later rounds, but I'm still happy to come away with the win. It's a hell of a fight. He's a hell of a competitor, brought out the best in me.
It seemed like there was a time in the fight where you started to slow down, but then you caught a second win. Is that around the 4th round?
Yeah, I dropped him in the 3rd round, and then at the end of the 3rd, he started loading up. But I just stayed calm with it. I didn't exchange back with him. I just bounced the shoulders off I bounced the shots off the shoulders, made my eggs out there, and then reset for the next round. Like my coach says, we win or we learn. I learned from the last contest.
This was an incredibly close and incredibly entertaining fight, a true dog fight, Conor. Congratulations on winning this rematch.
Thank you so much. All I know is it's 1-1. Regroup, boy, we'll do it again. This time at 155 pounds. I came up to 170, faced the bigger man, overcame my adversity. Now you want this trilogy? It's on my terms. Come back down to 155, we'll do it.
Congratulations.
Tonight,
I'm here with Nate Diaz. Nate, give us your thoughts on the fight, and what did you think about the decision?
I thought I'd win that fight. They can't have a motherfucker like me winning. I'm too real for this sport. They're gonna get me out when they can, but it's all good though. I came to this fight worse off than last time. I didn't get a train, I had injuries. Fuck that. I didn't even make any excuses, but he should have finished me off. I want number 3. I gave him number 2 the second day, so I'm ready to go again. Fuck that.
He just said that he's willing to do number 3. If you're willing to do number 3, I think everybody in this room wants to see number 3.
Hey, we're going for number 3. Fuck that. Hey, good job today, Conor, but we're going for 3, for real.
Congratulations on an excellent performance, Nate. It was a great fight to watch.
Until then, I ain't coming back. Thanks to my team, Richard Perez, Jake Gilbert. My motherfucking brother, Nick Diaz, is the best fighter in the world. I wish they would let him in this arena. Shout out to Nick Diaz Academy in Lodi, California. Peace out, Stockton.
Nate Diaz, ladies and gentlemen.
Tonight's main event, post-fight interviews, brought to you by EA Sports UFC 2. Limited time UFC 202 event packs are still available in UFC Ultimate Team. Play EA Sports UFC 2 for free, now on Xbox Live and PlayStation Network until August 22nd. Tonight belongs to Conor McGregor. And the next time we see you on pay-per-view will be from the banks of Lake Erie, with Cleveland's own looks to defend his title in his hometown.
On September 10th, the heavyweights are coming. New UFC champion Stipe Miocic defends his title against kickboxing and MMA legend Alistair Overeem. And former heavyweight champion Fabricio Verdum returns to take on Travis Hoppa Brown. Plus, the Octagon debut of former pro wrestling superstar CM Punk. UFC 203. This is big.
UFC 202, Diaz versus McGregor 2, has been brought to you by Harley-Davidson. See your dealer today and learn to ride like some of your favorite UFC fighters with Harley-Davidson Riding Academy. Live your legend. By EA Sports UFC 2. Game Informer calls it an adrenaline rush. Get up to 50% off EA Sports UFC 2 at select retailers, in-store and online. And by the new movie, Hands of Stone, the true story behind boxing's greatest rivalry, starring Edgar Ramirez, Robert De Niro, and Usher Raymond. In theaters everywhere Friday.
Conor McGregor just said that he broke his foot, but his heart and his soul is not crushed like it was 5.5 months ago.
Well, there was certainly a few kicks that Nate checked that landed on the shin, and if he landed with that foot, that makes a lot of sense. But, man, he didn't show that at all during the fight. Here he's kind of cooling down, the adrenaline subsiding, and he's feeling it, and you can tell as he's walking. But
Man, what a fight. I mean, what a fight.
Both men so durable, Joe, because both men were in trouble throughout that 25 minutes.
I want to know what Nate Diaz was talking about when I was interviewing him, when he's saying his camp was no good, he was injured, and he was having problems. He said he didn't want to make any excuses, but of course that's an excuse. I want to know what that was and whether or not that played a factor and what the injury was. But at the end of the day, what we saw two aspects of this fight that were really intriguing. One, we saw Conor make an amazing adjustment. The leg kick was crucial. It was huge. His combinations were smooth and powerful, and he didn't blow himself out in the first round.
And excellent takedown defense.
Excellent takedown defense. Absolutely outstanding, even when he was exhausted. So then they go into the second, and then towards the end of the second, Nate Diaz started coming on strong. One thing we're absolutely sure, Nate Diaz has a tremendous amount of scar tissue, and that's a huge factor whenever he fights. It just opens up, and he starts cutting. The leg kicks, like, look at this. That was a big part of the fight, was Conor McGregor landing powerful leg kicks over and over again. And we saw early in the fight that it was hindering Nate's movement. Then the clean left hands by Conor. But then Nate started coming on. He started hurting him and pointing at him. And he was talking trash to him and hitting him and using just volume. The cleaner, more powerful shots landed by Conor, but a lot of volume by Nate. Like, look at that beautiful combination there. A left hand and then a right behind it. And there's that takedown towards the end of the fight that was absolutely huge. A sign of respect, which was really nice to see after 7 rounds of war by these guys.
Unbelievable, and these guys, obviously, they continued to battle. Verbally, non-verbally, they left it all in the octagon tonight. For Nate Diaz, 155 is where he has spent most of his career, and I think he's right. We want to see the trilogy.
Yes, and this is what I think is really interesting. Conor said, let's do it again at 155. Well, what is that? He's the 145-pound champ. So if he's going to do it again at 155, vacate that title. Yep. Vacate that title. Let someone fight Jose Aldo for the undisputed title. And then, because it's kind of ridiculous to keep holding up that division with Conor keep fighting at these higher weight classes, now at 170. So go down to 155. They fight again at 155, but I don't know how that's going to help Conor's endurance. Or look, this is the first UFC fight that he's had that's gone into the 5th round. I don't believe he's had a 5-round fight outside.
It's the first time he's ever gone to the 4th round.
Yeah, so, which is very, very difficult, especially with a guy like Nate Diaz, who uses a lot of volume and a lot of pressure.
Cowboy wants Eddie Alvarez, but Dana White and his staff, they'll figure all that out. Rumble, outstanding. Rumble's raw power is one to be feared by everyone in the world, and we were reminded why tonight.
It redefines special. I mean, we know that he had power, but Glover Teixeira takes a hell of a shot. We've never seen anybody do this. What he's able to do is move away. We can watch this entire fight. Move away, pick his spot, and then hit you with something that you would think with a regular fighter would hurt. You know, something flew out of Glover's mouth, and it might have been a tooth. You can see it there in the replay. We don't know if it was spit or if it was a tooth. A lot of people have texted me, asked me if it was a tooth. It might be. I mean, it doesn't matter. What matters is Rumble Johnson is absolutely terrifying, and even maybe perhaps more terrifying now. Now, we're getting some news about John Jones and his suspension, or whether or not he's going to be suspended for an extended period of time, what it was that he took. That's all going to have to play out with USADA, but apparently what he has said, it's been told to me is true. We're going to find out how long he's going to be suspended for, but it was an accidental contamination. So he took something that wasn't a performance-enhancing drug, it wasn't a steroid, and it had something in it it's not supposed to have. We'll find out all that in the future, but if he gets a 6-month suspension or whatever it will be, he could be back a lot sooner than people think.
Wow, that's a sidebar story to what would be a tremendous rematch, though, between Cormier and Rumble. Of course, Anthony Johnson wants that fight. DC weathered the storm early in that one. DC wants Jones, but how about they just all fight each other?
Oh, that's what we want to see. We want to see them all fight. Look, respect to Daniel Cormier, who takes a better shot than Daniel Cormier. Maybe no one on the planet. I mean, Daniel Cormier, what he was able to do when he fought Rumble was absorb the power. Remember, he went flying in that fight, and here he is tapping out Rumble to win the light heavyweight title. But Rumble caught him, and he caught him clean and sent him flying. Look, Daniel Cormier is tough as nails. We knew that. And him versus Rumble for a rematch, I would love to see.
We will see what happens in the months ahead. Donald Cerrone with a big win. Rumble outstanding, 13 seconds. And Conor and Nate thrilled the world just like we all hoped they would.
Boy, did they ever. That fight delivered and then some.
We got the best job in the world.
We do have the best job in the world.
Pretty awesome, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Great to be here tonight. T-Mobile Arena, it was jam-packed, and the Notorious One leaves with the win.
Here's what's coming up inside the Octagon, with a show every weekend from now until October 15th. Next Saturday, the UFC is back on Fox, with a clash between two of the best the welterweight division has to offer. Damian Maia and Carlos Condit lock up live from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, on Fox at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Overseas in Hamburg, Germany is the next stop for Andrei Arlovsky and Josh Barnett on UFCFightPass.com. Then we're back on pay-per-view September 10th for UFC 203, and the heavyweight title is on the line when Cleveland's own Stipe Miocic defends his gold for the first time against Dutch striker Alistair Overeem. The UFC's debut in Cleveland goes down on pay-per-view at 10 in the East, 7 in the West. Then catch an FS1 UFC Fight Night between Dustin Poirier and Michael Johnson. A busy UFC stretch is already underway. Don't miss a minute of all of this dynamite action. Don't forget, following tonight's event, you can watch the post-fight press conference live on UFC.com. And tune into the FS1 UFC 202 post-fight show with Jake Glazer, Brian Stan, Dominic Cruz, Rashad Evans, and Megan O'Leary already underway over on FS1. And for those watching in Canada, flip over to TSN.
The executive producers of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC President Dana White, Ari Emanuel, and Patrick Weitzel. The Executive Vice President of Operations and Production is Craig Borsari. Our coordinating producer is Zach Candido. Tonight's show produced by Bruce Connell, directed by Anthony Pasquale Giordano. They were all in the house. This was indeed the biggest fight in MMA history on another great night. And Cowboy delivered at 170. Now he's got a message to our lightweight fans and our lightweight champ. They're all here. Dwight Howard, Kanye, Rumble, Glover. 13 seconds is all it takes when you are Anthony Rumble Johnson. Then it was time for the main event of the evening, the rematch between Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz. The fight went 25 minutes. Heart, soul, character, warrior spirit. We saw it all. Conor McGregor, the winner by decision. For my partner Joe Rogan, Mike Goldberg saying so long until next time. We see you right back here inside the Octagon.